This is the presentation of Group 3 about the text The Filter Bubble.
Are we searching in the internet or the internet is searching us? The bubble filter, as we have already seen, has several consequences regarding what information we do consume. Quickly explained, we can say that these serves take our search information, our most likely visited websites, our post likes, our taste, our political inclinations, and show us that information that we would like to see on the internet, like making a hypothetical profile. The thing is, if we are all aware of this super clever internet functioning, why don't we do something about it? Personalization can help us find what we are looking for easily, but can also make us ignore so much information. So, besides, enterprises should be more transparent regarding the personalization operation, although as long as we give so much information to the different steps, we'll continue being a part of it.
Nowadays, the internet giants such as Google, Facebook, Apple, and Microsoft make money by collecting our information. We can see this in the ads displayed on websites, which never appear by chance. Since we accept cookies and license, those sites can guess our personally relevant information. This is a business strategy focused on persuasive techniques. If we see a lot of ads about widgets we like, we will be more prone to buy them. Nevertheless, this affects our lives because these companies eventually know everything about our privacy and we will not be able to choose the things we want on the internet even if we think we do. In many cases, we agree on the terms because we don't have enough time and we don't read them. Consequently, some companies take advantage of this by not informing properly about the use they make on cookies. As we can see, this is the case of two websites that were fined by the Spanish Data Protection for not following the rules. We must be careful with the web permissions we accept since they only reinforce the power of certain companies by saturating us with ads. In fact, recent news have informed that even if you try to delete previously accepted cookies, Chrome will not do it.
One of the main ideas that I found interesting in this text is the idea of the new middleman. You see, John Perels says that the 2000s is the decade of the elimination of the middleman, the decade of the disintermediation. Well, this is true because before we were just able to reach information by one, two, or three sources, but limited sources, because they were just one newspaper or one TV channel or whatever. Well, nowadays, with the evolution of society and the rising of new technologies and the appearance of social media, for example, we are able to reach information from more than two or three sources. You see, now we have unlimited sources to reach information, and this means that since before we were used to be just focused on one or two ways of opinion, because we just have two ways of looking the information, the two ways exposed by the two pertinent mediums. Nowadays we have more ways of information, so we cannot limit ourselves to just one source. We can expand our opinion. Look, one example of this is, for example, Twitter. Nowadays in Twitter everyone can be a freelance journalist, and everyone can expose the information the way they think it is and the way they interpret it.
Okay, so these texts remind me a lot of a documentary that is on Netflix and it's called The Social Dilemma. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about this documentary because it's basically what's explained on the text, but more graphically. It explores the dilemma, the dangerous human impact of social networking, with tech experts sounding the alarm on their own creations, on their own products. For example, if you type climate change, the results are going to be different depending on when you live, your interest, your gender, and everything. So the main point, the key point in here is like everything we do online is being tracked, is being controlled. So that's the dark side of social media, and we have to acknowledge that our people whose work is using our own psychology against us. So, for example, in this documentary, it appears the co-inventor of Facebook, like Button, people from Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and they realize that they could control real world emotions and actions without any repercussion. So that's why I recommend this documentary highly.